has been a bit of an interesting day. It was a very lively meeting, I think it would be fair to say.
What's your problem with Nick Clarke's plans then to effectively, what looks like from the outside, he's trying to speed up the council system? It can be terribly, terribly slow, can't it?
They can be terribly slow. I think our budget meeting in February went on till quite a long time. Really, the problem that we've got, are twofold. One is the notice that people were given. It's a very, very large document, the Constitution, and councillors got less than 24 hours notice of the changes that were coming. And to be fair, a lot of councillors work, a lot of councillors, for example, I represent 9 rural villages, and we have annual parish council meetings. Some people in the city were out at library meetings till late last night. So we didn't really have enough time to look at it and have a proper informed debate on it today. But the second really problem that we have with it, you mentioned the policy development groups. We're actually quite pleased that those are going, because they're
I didn't even know what they were, to be honest.
Well, they were sort of small groups that met behind closed doors, and anybody who went to them wasn't actually allowed to talk to their constituents about the things that were discussed. So
the council's very own fight club.
Yes, we decided 2 years ago that we weren't going to those.
Right, so they've gone. You couldn't talk about them anyway, but they've gone.
They've
right,
gone.
Okay.
Where we're really unhappy is that the council has changed the rules now, and basically there is going to be 1 hour for oral questions, and that is the only chance that we have to ask anything about our local patch or anything about what's happened in Cabinet. And
how long did you get before?
Well, it was split into several different sections. We got 1 hour for oral questions, but we were also, Cabinet reports came at the end of the meeting, and we could comment on those. But by wrapping the whole thing up, I did a quick calculation yesterday, and in theory, with 1 hour, we've got 69 members. You've got approximately 6 minutes per question. It's 2 minutes to ask, 2 minutes to get an answer, 1 minute for a supplementary, and 1 minute for an answer to that. So that's 6 minutes each.
Right.
In worst case scenario, that's 10 questions that can be asked in an hour. If it's going to be proportional, that means that we might get to ask 3 questions. And that's really not acceptable if you know, as Cllr Clarke says, we need to be
You're
engaged.
talking about asking questions in public, though, aren't you?
We are. I mean,
You can ask questions any time of each other, surely.
And we do. That's, you know, I think Cllr Clarke probably missing the boat a little bit on sort of saying that he wants everybody to get engaged. That's exactly what all the LibDem councillors have been doing very much since they got elected. We go to meetings, we talk to officers.
I'd have thought councillors would be high-fiving each other around the chamber, though, right? We've just got to sit through this hour, and then we'll be out the door.
If there's nothing
it
to
speeds
discuss,
up the system, you know as well as I do, and I've sat through far too many council meetings for my liking, and I'm not necessarily being paid to be there either, that they can be interminable.
They can be, but you know, it's where the business of the council is discussed. We deal with £1 billion budgets at Cambridgeshire County Council, and things need to be debated properly. If it doesn't take an hour, that's great. We'll be out a little bit quicker. But you know, the people of Cambridgeshire have elected their members, their county councillors, to represent them, and we need to be able to ask questions on their behalf. We need to be able to.
How long do MPs get to ask questions of the Prime Minister?
I'd have to say I don't know, Andy.
About an hour a week? I think it'd be about an hour a week, wouldn't it? Most publicly, Prime Minister's questions. I thought the budget they're dealing with is even bigger than yours, and yours is very substantial. And I don't mean to downplay it in any way, but if it suits our MPs, surely Cambridgeshire County Council can give it a go.
I think if although we don't have a written constitution in this country, I think if we were going to make constitutional changes, we'd give MPs a bit more than 20 hours' notice to decide what they were going to do.
Fiona, always a pleasure. Thank you very much. Fiona Whelan, that was, who's the leader of the County Council's Liberal Democrat group. It's 26 minutes past 5. Let's